could be us riding around in a new car. We could be chilling somewhere on the rooftop. We could be all over the world, but we never ever really get that far. Cause you'll always be tripping, tripping, man, you gotta stop.
What's up, guys? It's Moses
and Tati,
and we're back with a brand new video.
Like, comment, subscribe, and hit that post notification bell. This is our first story time. I've seen a lot of story times on YouTube, and I feel like it's just a better way to get to know us, hear a little more about our story.
Yes.
With the story time.
Yes.
And just kind of catch a vibe. So today, our story time is about how we met. Yeah, and I actually get this question a lot. When I go places, like for people that don't really know us, and I went to go see my hairdresser, she was like, how did you and your boyfriend meet? And everyone wants to know, and everyone thinks it's so random. I don't even think it's that random. I'm like, it's not how people meet. But everyone thinks it's random. Everyone that hears it is like, really? Wow, and you guys have been together this long, like meeting that way? So,
I think
yeah.
it's maybe because of the long distance in LA.
No, they're genuinely surprised how we met. Like, they're like, usually people are like, have mutual friends, or like, hey, this is my friend Moses, or this is my friend Tati, or you meet someone at work, or like, I don't know, so.
Close proximity.
Yeah, so I'm gonna start just by the beginning of the night, of how my night, why I ended up where I was at, and how I kind of got there, and then Moses can kind of tell you guys his vibe, and then we'll tell you together. Our story differs a tiny bit of how we met, but a little bit.
Yeah, I think
because you credit my sister a lot, and I don't. I mean, I do. But
I credit her sister based upon a few things.
Okay, we'll talk about when we get there.
Getting to like,
okay, come on. I was in LA visiting my sister. When I used to go to LA, I would go and stay with my sister, and we would go out. I had my fake ID at the time.
Fake
So I low-key tricked Moses. Yeah.
She didn't tell me anything
Yeah.
until after the fact.
Way later, I sent him a message. I was like, I have something to confess. I'm not 21. Okay, anyway, so I was going out with my sister, and we were going out with two of her friends. They're a couple, and their friend that was a guy, and we were hanging out with them because they wanted their guy friend to meet my sister because she was single. She's still single, if anyone's looking. And so they wanted her to meet this guy, so they were like, let's go to dinner. And my sister was like, okay, like my sister's in town, she's gonna go with us. So I was like the fifth wheel, right? It was kind of like a double date for my sister to meet this guy, and then I was just going solo, but I didn't care because like I was young, wild, and free. And
she came to San Diego. She was in LA. Of course, she wanted to go out.
Yeah, like I'm gonna go. Like,
why not?
Okay, so it makes me smile to talk about how we met. That's cute. There's a spark in there still. So anyway, so we went to this place called Isabel, and we went and had dinner, and it was like we were just sitting at the table, and like my sister wasn't really vibing with the guy at all. Like she was like, okay, this is kind of dead, whatever. But we were just like sitting there chilling, having dinner. Isabel's like super cool. It's like a lounge restaurant like thing. It used to be Moses' old praying ground, so we'll get into that. And so I was sitting at the dinner table, and I saw Moses like standing with his friends, and I told my sister, I'm like, oh, look at that guy over there, like, yeah, I feel like he's like my vibe. Like, and my sister's like, oh yeah, and I was like, oh, he's cute, whatever. And so we were sitting at the table, and I was like watching him all night. Like I was like, okay, like where's he at? You know, you gotta keep tabs on like who you're hunting. And then so we were sitting at the table, and then like he like was kind of like leaning on the table. He doesn't remember this, but for sure, like I don't forget. Like he was leaning like kind of with his hand on the chair. It's very like loungy, so it's not like weird to be like leaning on someone's table because the tables are like in the middle of like everything.
Yeah, the tables are like close in.
Yeah, so he was like kind of leaning on it, and I was like, oh my god, he's like right there leaning, whatever. So we finished dinner, and then I was like, I couldn't find him. I was like, oh my god, he's gone. Like he left. Like damn, there was that.
My two LA friends, we always go out to this place all the time, and we always go out to, you know, just mix, mingle, meet different people and everything like that. So
women.
In this case, yes, women. We would go out to meet different women every single night, and
every single night.
We used to go out. This is what we do. We'll go out on the weekdays because that's when it's usually like the best nights. On the weekends, it's like you get a mix of
oversaturated.
Yeah, I was out there with my two great friends, and we were out. We were looking for different people. We were looking for our women and everything like that. And mind you, like I was in a terrible past relationship, so I wasn't looking. At this point, I'm not looking for a girlfriend. I'm not looking for nothing. I'm just mixing, mingling, single, living wild and free, having fun. So at this point, we're walking around and we're making our rounds. Isabel, they have 2 different sections. So they got 2 bars on each side, and then in the middle it's like a dining area where you can like sit down and eat. So we usually, when me and my friends go, we usually hit one side, we kind of scope the scene, see what's going on, talk to a few people over there, and then we'll make our way to the other side. And then from there we'll walk around, we'll have our drinks, and we're kind of like, you know what I'm saying, just source the crowd, see what's out there. So at that point, I think we was making our second round. We was on the first bar side again. And then basically this is where you come in.
I was like, man, he left, like I don't see him. And she was like, oh really, like okay. Then she was like, oh no, he's over there at the bar. And so she was like, we'll stop by like when we get up. So I was like, okay. So then we like paid whatever, like her and this guy that was dead, they weren't even like anything came from. It's like we were with the friends that are like, they were both friends with, so we were just hanging out, but it like wasn't gonna be anything. So then we like went and like walked over to the bar and like stood like right by Moses, whatever. And then I was like, oh my god, like what are we gonna say? What's our intro line? And then my sister just like spun around and like was like, hey, like da-da.
Yeah, her sister,
she didn't give me a second.
Basically how it was like I'm sitting there, I got my drink, my 2 friends sitting there, we all talking. There's one of my friends, he's talking to a girl. My other friend, we were kind of like talking, but he was like doing his own thing too. And I was just chilling there. So her sister came up to me and she was like, yo, what are you doing with these 2 old like guys? Like, what are you doing with these 2 old guys? Oh my god, no, it sound bad. So my friends are older, they're wealthy, and I just pick game and learn, you know, mental.
But they're genuinely his 2 best friends. But you gotta understand when you see this guy and he's like in the bar, like, and he's like,
yeah,
he's, like, young,
I'm young, I'm black, I got dreadlocks, and they're Persian, and they're like different, you know what I'm saying? So it's, when you look at it, it's like 2 different cultures. So you'll be like, anybody that looks at us, they're like, how the hell did you guys meet? And what do you guys relate on? So it's always like that, but we relate on so many different things. So it's super cool that I met them. But basically, at that point, her sister was like,
how do you know these guys? Like, what do you do with these guys? That was her opening line. It's like consulting. What do you do?
I was like, oh, these are my friends, like these are my, you know what I'm saying, these are my people, like what you talking about?
And then my sister was like, nah.
So she was like, you sure? Like, yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm sure. So at that point.
And then my sister said, these ain't like your A1 day ones, like you couldn't have grown up with these.
Well, no, I mean, at that point, y'all know I was 19 when I moved here, so I ended up gaining friends out here too.
Yeah.
But
we didn't know that though.
At that point, her sister was just looking at it just from a culture standpoint. Like y'all look it's 2 different, what's up, basically at that point. So at this point, me and her sister are like having this little like powwow real quick, and then off to the right, I see Tati.
No, I was standing with you guys while we were talking. I wasn't by myself.
You weren't standing beside her.
Hey, I wasn't in a corner. I was standing next to Gotti, and Gotti was like talking to you, and I was like right here. But you didn't
introduce yourself to me. Like I introduced to you.
We were like laughing. I was in that conversation. That's how I know everything she said. You don't remember.
Okay, so basically,
oh my god.
Her sister was like this. Her sister was like, hold on one second. I gotta take some pictures or like.
We should call her. We need a lifeline.
So she went back, and when she went back, and me and her stopped talking, then Tati was there on the side.
I moved the camera with my foot.
Yeah, so Tati was there on the side. So basically, I was like,
I wasn't on the side.
She was in the conversation, but she wasn't really in the conversation.
No, yeah.
Like I was really more so talking to her sister, and then I seen when her sister departed, then I seen her, and I was like,
because then Gotti was like, oh, I'm gonna let you guys talk, and she walked away. She didn't just walk away, and I just stood there. She was like, oh, I'm gonna let you guys talk, and she walked away.
They were close together, but me and her sister was having a conversation. And then, so I didn't really notice Tati there like that, because the sister was the only one that was asking me the questions. So once she departed, then I was like, yo, what's up? So I basically went to Tati, and then from there, I started asking you. I was like, we started having like a little conversation. I was like, I asked her.
We were just talking about whatever.
Yeah, I was like,
we were doing for the night. I was like, oh, I'm from San Diego. I'm see my sister.
What you doing?
He's like, oh, what do you do down there? I was like, well, I go to school.
Yeah.
And whatever he asked what I was going to school for, and I was like, I serve at a restaurant down there, whatever. And
meanwhile, guys, like, we're not looking for each other. We're just like talking.
Yeah, I wasn't looking, but I wasn't opposed to finding someone.
I wasn't looking in regards to like a girlfriend.
I'm always looking. Girls are always looking.
Yeah, I was looking for more like, you know, guys.
Who can I wipe up? No.
We're just like, let's have a little fun.
I'm not the type to go out and have fun and like, but not like that. I like to go out and have fun, but I'm not just trying to like, oh, meet a guy one night, bye. Yeah, we were just talking about what I was taking in LA, what I do in San Diego, this, that, and the other. So he was like, oh, when do you leave? And I was like, the day after tomorrow. And then
so it was pretty quick.
Yeah, I was leaving right away. So then he was like, I was there for the weekend. So then he was like, okay, we should hang out before you leave. So tomorrow, basically. So I was like, okay, sounds good, whatever. And then he was like, oh, like, let me get your number. You know, all the shit that goes down.
Yeah, I was like, let me get your number, and then, you know, I'll text you and we'll link up.
Yeah. And then I was like, okay, so I gave my number, and then
I don't know if this is inappropriate now.
It is, don't say it, don't be crazy.
I'm gonna say it, look, when she walked away, I was like,
ass fat.
let's go. I was like, we gonna hit that hike.
What? Hit the hike?
We went on a hike.
Oh.
What is she talking about?
You already knew we were going on a hike
Already
a month later?
I was like, we gonna go on a hike. ASAP.
You're so weird. Because he says when I walked away, I pulled my pants
Yeah, she did like this little, you know how y'all wouldn't be doing that. God, my tati did that. I was like, okay.
I don't remember. My pants were probably just falling. I don't think I was trying to be sexy.
I see you, girl. Ooh. Give me some.
So weird. He like texted me, he's like, I'm Moses Stone. And then I was like, and then he was like, oh, what's your Instagram? We're in this day and age, so that's like the next step. What's your Instagram? Let me see if I saw you
She started
right.
looking at me, I started looking at her, we started running through the pictures.
Yeah,
And
you know me, I gotta figure everything out. What are you doing?
And
What do
she
you do for a
started
living? What have you
searching.
done in your life? I'm like a detective. And then yeah, and then the next night we actually did hang out. Yeah, so then I was like, oh cool, okay, I can keep texting you. Okay, so how's your day? And then yeah, and that was
consistent
kind
text
of
back and forth. To
yeah,
each
we
other.
were very consistent, and then
calling each other, FaceTiming each other.
FaceTiming a lot, yeah.
And then kind of like.
And then there were more dates. We can always go into like do other story times. But now this is dripping onto like our whole process. Yeah, and then we're here in our first apartment almost 4 years later. So clearly it worked. And hey, you never know. You can meet someone on a random night out at a lounge.
And the one thing I always say for anyone, if you're out here, you meet, don't go searching for love. Let it just happen. Like how me and her happened, it was organically, it just happened.
Yeah.
I wasn't looking, she wasn't technically looking for something, but it just kind of clicked, we hit it off, and we kind of just kept building over time. So don't go out searching, looking for love, let the love come and find you.
Yeah.
That's the best advice you can give anybody that's out there on this journey to find a soulmate. So let that soulmate come to you, because they will come eventually.
That was beautiful. We used to call Moses the love guru because he gave everyone dating advice. We hope you enjoyed our story time. This was fun to tell. It was fun to like rethink about it. No, I remember everything when we started dating. I remember our text messages, like everything.
We still got those. We're about to bring some of those back up.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
So y'all
Do
can
a
see that.
video reading
Right
our texts when we first met each other. That's actually a great video idea.
Yeah, we should do that.
Because we need content.
Yeah.
So if you like this, make sure you like this video, comment down below, subscribe, hit that post notification bell. Ooh, that was kind of good.
That was nice.
Yeah, and stay tuned. We have more story times coming. These are fun, easy, quick. I like these. Gives you an insight into us.
And let you guys know more about us. So
yeah.
Yeah, guys. So
more to come.
We hope you guys love this video. As she said, make sure to do all those things.
Real quick, if you want to hear a story time about the first time that Moses came to San Diego and it was a disaster. It was a complete disaster. Embarrassing disaster. We're surprised he's still here today.
Guys.
So yeah, like, comment, let us know if you want to hear that story time.
Yes, guys.
But before we go, don't forget to slap the out of that like button.
Join the family. We appreciate you guys so much. And we got more on the way. It's Moses
and Tati.
back.